Hi everyone, you're welcome to Now Creative World. My name is Afrojuku Naomi and I'm the creative director of Now Creative World. In today's class, I'll be teaching you how to fold an old wedge shoe with Ankara fabric. This is my Ankara fabric. This is an old shoe and this is another one as well. As a matter of fact, this one initially was folded. It comes with leather, so I folded it with sequence a long time ago, and now I'm changing it to Ankara because it's worn out. So the next thing I will do now is that I will just remove, for instance, if yours is with leather like this, just remove everything, remove the leather. Can you see? Then you come here and remove the leather. This is it. Just remove the leather. Can you see it now? Can you see? So you come here as well and remove this one. This is it. So the same way I remove this one, so I can still peel off the sequence I use, because that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to peel off the sequence. So this is it now. I'll start removing the leather from here, but first I will need to open this. So this is it. I will have to remove the one under. So while you are removing yours, you just have to be careful so you don't, at the end of the day when I'm done removing it, I will have this is it now, and this is for this. I'm going to remove this one totally because, okay, I'll just remove this one, and this is for this part, so I'm still going to remove the material, and I'll cover it with Ankara. So to start with now, we want to start folding proper. We'll be needing your gum, you'll be needing your hammer, your scissors, as well as your pen. So to start with, I'm going to apply my gum to this surface here, and after applying my gum, please apply your gum generously but not too much. So after applying my gum now, I'll take my Ankara fabric and I'll place it on it this way, starting from this point, and I'll use my hand to smoothen it and take it round, because I'll have to cover the other side as well. And please, while you are covering yours, endeavor to drag the fabric, and I'll continue this way. And when I'm done with both sides, next thing I will do now is I'll cut out the excess round and leave about half an inch that I'll use to fold in. And this is it now. The next thing I will do is that I will apply my gum to this part here and I'll fold this in. And while I'm folding, if this place is not going inside, that means I will have to use my scissors to notch it, and then I'll press it down. And I've folded this part in, and I will need to fold this in as well. So I've applied my gum now. I'll use my hand to fold it in. Okay, so for this part now, we have to cover it this way. So you leave some excess here, then you apply your gum to the tip here and fold it. And after folding this way, I'm still going to apply my gum. And after applying my gum, I will then fold it this way. This is it. I'll apply my gum here again and fold it inward. So when I'm done with this, I'll set this aside. Now I want to work on the upper part, which is this part you are seeing here. I folded this one before, and what you do is this. I've applied my gum here and here, so you then take your fabric this way, starting from this point. You take your fabric and gum it down. Just follow the one that is there, and you take your fabric round. And this is it. So you use your hand. I've applied my gum here. I'll fold in the back as well. I'll fold in the back just the same way I folded the front. Now if you don't want to add a floor to yours, this is floor, I cut floor and add to this. If you want to, this particular leather is not as floor leather. If you don't want to place yours like this, just the same way we have before, so what you do is you just use your Ankara fabric to cover the whole of this place up. I'll be adding floor to this part, that's why I'm not covering it with Ankara fabric. And after covering, I will have this is it. So I'm going to set this aside now. The next thing I'll do is that I'll cut another piece of Ankara fabric that will be able to go around this point, and I'll fold into two equal half this way. When I'm done folding, I will then apply my gum here and I'll gum it down. I'll leave some excess that I'll use to fold at the back. And this is it after folding. This is it. So for this particular, to cover this up, what you do is, this is the floor that came with the initial wedge or the shoe. This is the floor that came with it, and it's worn out. So you get to the market. When you get to the market, buy a leather for floor. Tell them you need leather for floor. This is it. What you do is that you place this one on it now. Use your pen to rule the shape out, then you cut it out to get something like this. So what you do next is, after cutting it out, you then apply your gum to the back of this now, and then you place it on it this way. And I will have this after covering it. This is it now. We're almost done. So for this part that will sit on this place, actually this was the one I removed, and I don't want it to be small as this, so I made a bigger one. I used my soft leather instead. I cut my soft leather measuring, this is 10 inches long and 1.4. After cutting it, I folded it with Ankara, and that is what we'll be using for this part. So I'm going to set this aside now. So the one that is remaining is the one for this back, which is this one. So because I'm using a fresh leather, but if you've removed your leather from your own, you can just fold your own that way to make it will be easy for you. So I'm using a fresh leather. I'll get a bigger leather and I'll place this on it now. I'll rule out the shape. And then I'll cut it out on my soft leather. And I will also place the same pattern on the floor as well. I'll rule out the shape and I'll cut it out. Okay, so this is the one I traced out for my soft leather using this pattern. Actually, you can fold this. You can just remove the leather and fold this, the same leather that comes with your shoe. I'm just using a different leather, probably because I folded it before. So what I'll do now is that since I've cut it out from this soft leather, so I'll be folding it with Ankara, and this is the one I cut out from my floor leather. This is it, and I folded this one with Ankara fabric, as you can see. So I'm going to set this aside now, and I'll be teaching you how to fold this one. The first thing you do here is that you apply your gum to one side of the leather, and I'm done applying my gum. The next thing I'll do is that I'll take my fabric, my Ankara fabric, and I'll place it on it this way. The part I applied my gum on, I'm going to place it on it this way, and then I'll trim out the excess fabric around the leather, but I'll leave about half an inch or 1 inch that I'll use to fold in. And when I'm done trimming, I'll also apply my gum to the front side this way. And after applying my gum, you see this part here, you use your scissors to notch it inward. You come here and notch this place as well, so it will be easy for us to fold in. Just notch it, and I've done that for this as well. So the next thing I'll do now is to fold it in, and I'm almost done folding. This is it. And lastly, I will apply my gum here and fold it in. So this is it from how to fold this. If you are able to fold this particular one, folding this straight one will not be an issue. This is it. The one will be placing this way. Okay. So the next thing I will do now, I will take the one I folded with floor, the Ankara fabric, the other one, and I will take it this way and place it on it this way. So when you are cutting the one you fold, the one you cut with this leather, ensure that it's a bit smaller than this one. The one you cut with this floor leather, ensure it's a bit smaller than this one, because this is what is going to be inside while the other one will be outside. So I'll place it on it this way and I'll gum it down. And after gumming, I will use my hammer to hammer it down so that both surfaces will be glued together. And I've done that already. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to assemble all of them together. And in doing that, you'll be needing a shoe laps or mold, but this particular one is not for wedge, it's for slippers. So I'll be using my leg because the shoe is my size. So what I'll do now is that I'll apply my gum here and here, and using my leg I'll determine the size and I'll place it this way. When I'm done, I'll also repeat the same thing for this one as well. And I'm done. This is it now. The next thing I'll do is I'll apply my gum to the back this way. I'll bring this one as well, apply my gum here, and I'll leave to dry for about 5 minutes, and then after I'll bring both together and press it down. And this is it, but I'm not done yet. I'll also apply my gum to this back here, and for this one that is under, I'll apply my gum here and I'll place it on it this way. And this is it. Lastly, I'll take my hammer, this is my hammer, and I'll use my hammer to hammer this very well round. When I'm done, I'll also come to this joining point as well, and I'll hammer it down here. I'll take it round. And this is it. So the next thing I will do now, this is it. Next thing I will do now is that for the buckle, I will cut a piece of leather and fold it with Ankara. And when I'm done, this I'll take it. I'll take it this way because we want to put it here. So I will just pierce a hole in here now. And when I'm done piercing the hole, I'll pass it through this point this way, and I'll bring this one in and drag it down. And then I'll pass it through this point here, and this is it. The next thing I'll do now is that I'll then take it to this way. I'm going to cut out the excess here, but I'll bring it here now. And what I'll do is that I'll pierce a hole here, the front and the back, and then I will insert this particular pin at the back here after piercing the hole, and this will be upward. Then I'll use my hammer to hammer it down. And this is it for the buckle. So I can only take this in, and this is it for the first wedge. This is the other one, and this is the finished look. Can you see?